my name's Nefra, and I am a fashion designer. I always loved clothes. I always loved dressing up. By the time I was in high school, I was doing my prom dress, I did friends' dresses, I did my sister's dresses, and I came to New York. I found a school, graduated, and now I'm designing. I went to Pratt Institute, absolutely loved it. Once I graduated, I actually was exhausted. I had a senior show. I was being hounded by this woman to come work for her. And I went and interviewed, and I started working the next day. And that was it. From then on, I've been just full speed ahead. Things that anybody who wants to be a designer needs to be always aware and always conscious of would be, one, who your customer is. Your customer drives your market. You need to know where your customer shops, where your customer eats, because everybody has a different trend and a different mentality that's going to drive what they want to wear. Two would be, you need to understand how the ins and outs of the actual industry works, in terms of you have a buyer, you have a merchandiser, you have someone who works in sales. You kind of need to negotiate and do like an intricate dance to keep all of those people happy. In the end, you have to take what your buyer, your merchandiser, and your salesperson is telling you, create a line, create a collection that matches with your customer, and send that out to your factory to make sure that your factory understands to execute different things correctly. Starting out, you'll probably make around $35,000 a year. That's if you go to school, if you graduate. It's also going to depend on what you bring to the table. Are you creative? Are you innovative? Depending, after your first job, you'll probably graduate to a job making about $50,000, $50,000 to $60,000. You can stay at that position for a long time. From there on, you can definitely make $70,000. And if you own your own small company, you may struggle for a while. It's not easy to start out. Generally, after your first 5 years is when you can find out if you're gonna last or not. The capabilities are endless. Typical day at the office, I come in, I check my email. I usually have a lot of emails from the factory, so I reply back to them. I check and see if I have any packages. Do I have any samples? A sample is something that comes from the factory after I've told them make a shirt, they send me a shirt. The shirt they send me is called a sample. I usually look to see if there's anything that the buyers have sent me or that the sales have asked me to do. Those are usually top priority. I usually have a little bit of free time to do some designing, just inspirational off the top of my head, what I feel is hot, what I feel is trendy. I also kind of check out a few websites. I look at WWD, which is Women's Wear Daily. It's a national publication, goes out to all the fashion designers. Some days I do get to go out shopping. I competitive shop, which is always fun. You go out and see what your competitors are, what your competition's doing. After that, I usually will meet with my other designer. We kind of chop it up and divvy up work, so that way it lightens the workload. Then usually by the end of the day, I start to send out artwork. I email that out to the factory, and then I usually pack up and go home. Okay, 5 steps to being in fashion. 1, go to a school that you're comfortable with. Your education is really important. 2, you need to really find who you are as a designer. You need to know who you are, because at the end of the day, when you design, there's always going to be a little piece of you in every garment, no matter what. 3, internships. Internships are one of the best ways to get yourself a job. It's basically a long interview process. 4, while you're doing an internship, you need to create a strong portfolio. So everything that you do, document. And 5, know the history of fashion, know the ins, know the outs. My name is Nefra. I'm a fashion designer, and you are watching The Virtual Classroom.